China accuses United States of severely violating tariff truce, vows strong countermeasures. China has accused the United States of severely breaching a recently agreed trade truce and has vowed to take robust measures to safeguard its economic interests. According to a statement issued by the Ministry of Commerce of the People's Republic of China, recent actions by the United States have seriously undermined the consensus reached during bilateral negotiations held in Geneva last month. During those talks, both countries agreed to lower tariffs on imports as a gesture toward easing escalating trade tensions. The Chinese government also stated that Washington's actions have violated the spirit and substance of a phone call between President Xi Jinping of China and United States President Donald Trump that took place in January. That conversation, according to officials, laid a diplomatic foundation for renewed cooperation and mutual tariff reduction. These remarks come shortly after President Trump claimed that China had totally violated its agreement with us. Although he did not elaborate on the nature of the alleged violations, United States Trade Representative Jamieson Greer clarified that China had failed to remove several non-tariff barriers as stipulated under the Geneva Accord. Under the terms of the agreement reached in May, the United States agreed to reduce tariffs on Chinese imports from 145% to 30%. In return, China lowered its retaliatory tariffs on American goods from 125% to 10%. The deal was considered by many observers as a breakthrough, especially since negotiations between the two countries had been deadlocked for months. However, China now claims that the United States has since enacted multiple measures that contradict the spirit of the agreement. Among the most contentious actions cited by Beijing are the suspension of sales of advanced chip design software to Chinese firms, public warnings against the use of semiconductors produced by Chinese technology company Huawei, and the cancellation of visas for Chinese students. Analysts had initially expressed surprise when the truce was announced in May, given the significant differences between the two nations on core trade issues. The breakthrough indicated that face-to-face negotiations still held potential for productive outcomes. However, the recent deterioration in relations has underlined the fragility of the truce and revealed how difficult it may be to achieve a comprehensive and lasting trade deal. While the latest mutual accusations point to increasing strain, some signals suggest that dialogue has not completely broken down. Two high-ranking officials in the White House indicated that Presidents Trump and Xi may hold another round of talks soon. The United States Secretary of the Treasury, speaking to CBS News, suggested that the details of the agreement could still be finalized once the two leaders reconnect, although no specific date for the meeting was provided. Meanwhile, Director of the National Economic Council Kevin Hassett told ABC News that a conversation between the two presidents is expected to occur within the week, and emphasized that both sides have expressed a willingness to talk. Nevertheless, Beijing has shown a preference for resolving issues at the ministerial and technical levels before escalating them to heads of state. This difference in approach continues to be a point of friction in bilateral negotiations. Adding further complexity to the situation, President Trump recently announced that the United States would double existing tariffs on steel and aluminum from 25% to 50%. The new rates are scheduled to take effect on Wednesday. Addressing a crowd at a rally in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Trump argued that the move would bolster the domestic steel industry and reduce American reliance on imports from China.
A trade truce in jeopardy. This latest exchange of accusations between China and the United States reflects the deep-seated mistrust that continues to cloud their economic relationship. The fragile Geneva Agreement was hailed as a potential turning point, but its swift unraveling highlights the volatility that persists beneath the surface. The imposition of non-tariff restrictions, such as visa cancellations and technological blacklisting, indicates that tariff reductions alone are not enough to bridge the broader strategic divide. From Beijing's perspective, Washington's actions may be interpreted as attempts to slow China's technological rise under the guise of trade enforcement. From Washington's viewpoint, Chinese compliance with trade agreements is often viewed with skepticism, especially in areas where regulatory transparency is lacking. The politicization of trade, where economic tools are used as levers in broader geopolitical rivalries, suggests that deeper, structural resolutions may remain elusive. The upcoming talks between President Xi and President Trump could provide a temporary pause in tensions, but unless rooted issues like technology transfer, market access, and national security concerns are addressed in good faith, any truce will likely be short-lived. Subscribe to the channel to see the latest videos.